Hey, what's up everybody, Retro Gaming Guy here. So today I went down to my local Goodwill. I had to actually pick up some stuff that I got online, and I looked at what they had on the floor, and they had this Xbox 360, so I had to get it. It was the cheapest Xbox 360 I've picked up yet, and I've picked up some cheap ones in the past. This one was just $7. Looked great, but they said it doesn't work. So we are going to take a closer look at it, test it out, and see if we can fix it. Now before we do that though, hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. Now let's dive into it. Alright guys, here's the Xbox 360, again that I got for just $7 from Goodwill, and once again, this is the cheapest Xbox 360 I've ever picked up from Goodwill. Now what drew me into this is the fact that the memory card doors here are fully operational, everything functions perfectly, same thing down here, everything's spring loaded and still works. Now oftentimes these older 360s, these will fall apart, they'll break, or the springs inside will just get bent or fall apart and they stop functioning. So the fact that everything is working as it should here is awesome. Another thing that drew me into this is we have a hard drive up here, but not just any hard drive, we actually have the 60 gigabyte hard drive. So off of the hard drive as well as the front panel here, I can definitely get more than just $7 for it. Also comes with a power supply cable back here, which I assume maybe isn't going to work, but I talked to somebody over there at the Goodwill before purchasing this, and they said that it actually does power on. The issue is it never displays video. So I figured, you know what, I'll get the power supply, hopefully that works, the front panel here and the hard drive, and I'll part it out. I'll get my money back that way, and I'll actually make a little bit because even the power supply cables on these go for a few bucks. But on my way home, I had everything sitting in the passenger seat, and I didn't even think to take a closer look at the AV cables here, and I figured maybe these are bad, but notice over here, this is a VGA connection. So yes, we have the red and the white over here like a standard AV. We're missing the yellow. We have the VGA instead. But I was thinking maybe the person testing didn't know how to actually test with this. So that's certainly a possibility. We're going to have to test out this console now. And I'm going to actually toss these aside. They're third party anyways. And I'm going to grab another, I have some AV cables here. Actually, you know what? Let me check the backside though. Let's see if this is one of the models that has the HDMI, and it does. We have HDMI here, so everybody these days is using HDMI connections on modern day TVs. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect an HDMI onto this. I won't have to use my AV to HDMI converter. I can just go straight from HDMI right into my TV here. So let me set everything up here. I'm going to grab a controller as well because this did not come with a 360 controller. Then we compare that and we'll see what ends up happening here. Alright, so we've got everything connected. I've got this controller right here. You can see it's still got the tape actually on this. A little bit dirty, definitely needs a good cleaning, but we'll go ahead and drop some batteries in the back here. Make sure it turns on. It does, so we are good to go. We're going to power this on and hope for the best. Alright, look at that. We actually have video here. Looks like nobody's been signed in here, so let me, we first got to connect this. So where is our connection? There we go. We have to hold down both of these at the same time. Alright, seem to be good there. No accounts logged into this, but I mean, it seems to be working, and it actually says play Skyrim, so, oh. Do we have a game in here? Huh. Love when that happens. We have the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Alright. Pretty popular title. Backside looks pretty good too. Now, I'm not as familiar with jumping into this. I actually have a game that I always test out whenever I do these, and that is Forza Motorsport 3. And the reason I choose this is because it's just easy to get in and out of games. This is a great find though. Skyrim is definitely a popular title. I'm going to set that aside though. And let's see if it loads up this game. Seem to have been reading and registering that one. Looks like it's going to load it. Nice. Alright, so I'm going to jump into a game here as long as we can get that far into this. And we'll see what the process is here. We'll see if it performs properly. this worked out as good as it possibly could have. I think I'm 3 for 3 right now on Xbox 360s that I've gotten in store at Goodwill, different Goodwills, but this one I think I had bought one from in the past. It was the $12 one from the last time, I think. But excellent outcome here, and I turned out to be right. It was the AV connection, or not the AV connection so much as the AV cable, and I think they probably just didn't know how to properly test out a VGA connection, because it's not typical for Xbox 360s. So I bet you they just put in the red and the white and didn't even bother with the VGA portion of it and just figured, hey, it doesn't work. But in the end, it has an HDMI output on the back, so it just needed an HDMI cable to the TV, and as good as new. Certainly needed a bath too. I cleaned it up real nice. In the end, it looks brand new, so couldn't be happier with this experience at Goodwill. Be sure to check out your local Goodwill, but more importantly, check out Shop Goodwill, because you can find better deals on there. Just search by your location. You can find stuff close by, and oftentimes the best stuff is found online. They don't put that stuff on the floor necessarily. So this was put on the floor because they thought it didn't work, but we saw it actually did in the end. So smash the thumbs up button on the video if you enjoyed the content today. If you enjoyed what you saw, you'll likely enjoy more of my videos, so hit subscribe as well. That's going to do it for today, though. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.